Hi, it's Lyndon, and one of the questions that comes up quite a bit is around minor scales and how to understand them. Are minor scales scales that are sung by people that dig for precious metals? No, it's not. No, they're not. And are they just for people who are under 16? No, that's a different type of minor. They are incredibly beautiful, but to understand minor scales, we really need to go through to the other room and have a look at my piano. So here's a video that we made using the piano to explain minor scales for you. To help us understand minor scales, we really need to understand the difference between major sounds and minor sounds. So, as you might know by now, this is C on a piano. So, if I play the scale of C major, and if I take the first note, which we call the root, and the third, and the fifth, I get a very specific type of sound. Makes you want to sit up straight. For me, that's a kind of triumphant sound. You've won a prize. First prize. Or I could announce the king on that sound. King, ladies and gentlemen, King Theobald VII. It's very proud, isn't it? It's a proud, upbeat, happy, triumphant. These are all subjective words. These are all my personal opinion, but most people react to that sound in a certain way, and that is the root and the third and the fifth of a major scale played together. Another place where you probably would have heard a sound like that in public is this sound. Ever heard this sound? Right, you'll hear that at an airport or a train station for announcements. So whoever's in charge of announcements needs to know something about music. So look. Ladies and gentlemen, the train from Doncaster is coming in at platform number 7. Please make your way there now. Don't leave your luggage unattended. So you definitely would have heard that sound, just checking the camera. Yeah, so, but here's the funny thing. If I change that third note and reduce it by a semitone or flatten it to this, now I'm playing exactly the same root and fifth, but the third note has changed. And now I've flattened the third note. Now it doesn't sound the same anymore, does it? And how would you describe that sound? Does it sound triumphant and happy and joyful? Not so much. Like, I can't announce the king on that sound, can I? He'd behead me. So, ladies and gentlemen, dead King Theobald VII. It's got a more mournfulness. For most people, again, these are just subjective words that I'm attaching to this sound, but most people do react in the same way. And the only difference is I'm flattening the third note of the scale. And often, if the third note has been flattened, not always, but often, if the third note of a scale has been flattened, it sounds really nice if you flatten the 7th note as well. You get this sound. And that kind of, there's a sweet sadness. It's lovely. Just imagine your announcement. Just doesn't sound right, does it? Ladies and gentlemen, the train from Doncaster is coming in at platform 4. It's on fire! Please leave the station. So that's your minor sound. And if you listen to a major sound, it's like, it's your birthday. A minor sound, I forgot your present. Major, well, I bought you something else. It's a bottle of wine. Minor, but I drank it. Can you see? So that's the difference between major and minor. The fundamental difference between major and minor is that they sound very, very different as a chord or a scale. They sound very different. A one, generally speaking, is a very sort of broad generalization, sounds upbeat or happy or triumphant or something along those lines. And a minor scale sounds a bit sadder, a bit more mournful. But minor scales aren't always sad. They're incredibly beautiful. They're just absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous sounding chords or scales. They're really beautiful and they're super useful to us. They're very, 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 very beautiful. So they're not only just used to make sad sounds, they can also be very funky and dynamic. So that's majors and minors. That's the way I would explain it to someone who's never come across it before. Minor scales sound a bit more dark and sad. Major scales sound a bit more brighter or happy. And really the biggest significant difference is between the first note or the root, whatever that is, and the third note. If the third note is 2 whole tones away from the root, the first note, then you're going to get a major sound. And if the third note has been flattened or is now a tone and a half away, you're going to get a minor sound. And that, my friend, is that. If you have a flat third that's a tone and a half away from the root, it doesn't matter what you do to the rest of the scale, it's always going to have that minor sad sound associated with it. Well, I hope that helps, and if you have any questions around minor scales, leave them in the comments below. Please like and subscribe and share my videos, and let's spread the sax love around. See you in the next video. Take care. Bye.